Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming and hang out with your girl ToresaBeFree. In my world, ToresaBeFree's world, I really find it an honor and a privilege that you would come and hang out with me on my YouTube channel. Listen, if this is your first time coming to hang out with me, I want you to do me a huge favor so that you do not miss any content that I put out. I want you to do three things with me, and they're really simple and they're really quick. The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go down below and I want you to hit subscribe right now while you're listening to me talk. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to go over there to that bell icon, and I want you to click that so that you will know every single time that I have a new video uploaded and or whenever I am going live to have a conversation with you. The third thing that I want you to do is, as you are listening to me engage you all in a conversation, I want to hear from you. So what I want you to do is simply go down below and comment. I want to hear about anything that you have to say related to the conversation that we are talking about. I want to hear from you if you agree or disagree with something that I'm saying. But this is about me building a relationship and us establishing relationship and community together in ToresaBeFree's world as we talk about all things life, entrepreneurship, and cooking. So today I want to engage you all in a conversation over in the lifestyle area, and this is going to hang around over in relationships because I want you all to have an idea of who I am as you continue to engage in the content that I share with you here, and follow me on all of my social media platforms at ToresaBeFree. So today is going to be like a little story time, and I'm going to try to not make this too long, but I want to engage you all in a conversation around surviving infidelity. If this is your first time listening to me, I want to let you know a little bit about me. I am a Reset Life Strategist. I am a mindset disruptor. I'm a lover of people, and I just happen to be a certified professional life coach who's had an extensive successful career in media. And so I'm super excited about this opportunity now to finally have my YouTube channel so that I can have this wonderful opportunity of talking to you. But over the past couple of years, I've went on a journey, and it's been a lifestyle transformation. And I've evolved into the beautiful woman that you see sitting before you, who is absolutely free, and I'm able to be my whole, complete, authentic self. And part of the intention with my channel is I'm here to reset, incite, and impact the lives of my community so that you can embrace and learn how to be the very best possible version of yourself that you can possibly be. So today I'm just gonna share a little bit about some of the things that I learned about myself in this story time with you, so you can have a little better insight into your girl ToresaBeFree, and maybe you'll want to listen to me even more from me sharing a little bit of my story. Because there's some content creators out there in my area who have not really gotten down to the nitty-gritty of it and shared their story, which has allowed them to be the voice in the things that they talk about. So I was in a relationship before, and with a person, and I just walked through this journey of divorce, and it gave me an opportunity to learn so much about myself. And the attention was not so much on the person that I was with, but I had to learn how to turn that energy around that was infecting me and begin to look at myself in the matter so that I could go through my process of healing to wholeness. So I want to talk about surviving infidelity. And I'm talking to the women and the men who may find themselves in this particular situation right now, and or it is something that you have walked through and maybe you're not completely whole or healed from it. It is my intention that the words that I share with you on today and the conversation that we have, that it helps to reset, impact, and incite you into change and call you out of that dark place that you may find yourself in. So I just want to share some things that I personally experience, and you may find yourself there, but I want to help you get out of that place. So, in my story time, when I sat down and I reflected on this as I prepared for you, it caused me to go back and think about a lot of the emotions that I went through. And so I want to be that sounding board for all of you who can identify, or you might even find yourself in this particular situation right now. But being with someone for the amount of years that I was, I found myself very much attached in that relationship, and it was difficult for me to finally get to a place where I was finally ready to take the necessary steps that I needed so that I could have the life that I deserved and needed to live. All right. So surviving, our infidelity, man, it's a lot. It's a lot that you have to go through. And so I wrote down some things, and I just want to hit these thoughts. And again, I want you to comment below because I really, really, really want to hear you all. Because again, I'm engaging you in a conversation, and it's all about building. For me, this is all about building a trusted community. But one of the things that I was on initially for a long time is I was on this emotional roller coaster. I was up, I was down, I was in, I was out. I was just everywhere, and I actually felt like I was going crazy. How many of you can identify with that? I felt like I was going crazy. Another thing that I dealt with initially is I felt like I wasn't good enough, or that something was wrong with me. I battled with that for a long, long time. And what that was connected to was my self-esteem. And I was somebody that always thought highly of myself and had high self-esteem and was very confident. But when I was faced with this battle, this challenge that was in front of me, at that time, it caused me to question pretty much everything about myself, my worth, my confidence, my esteem, everything, because I was just completely shattered. Another thought and emotion that I was consistently dealing with for a long time was asking myself this question all the time: how could someone I love and trust do this to me? And for many of you, you have to be completely honest with yourself. When you're going through something like this, it does devastate you, because that's another thought that I have down here. But because you love this person, and you've opened up and you've become completely vulnerable with them, and something like this happens in your relationship, it really makes you question, how could this person that I love and trusted do something like this to me? Because you feel like you're the best thing that could have ever happened in this individual's lives. But again, I'm on this emotional roller coaster, and I'm going through so many different emotions. And like I said, I'm up, I'm down, I'm in and out. I don't know if I'm coming or going. And I literally felt like, I was going crazy. The other thing that I experienced is I felt like I had nowhere to turn, and I felt stuck because of where I was in that space of time. And I was very known in the community where I once resided in. And we had kind of been put out there as the it couple, the power couple, if you will. I really was limited, very limited, as to who I could seek out or reach out to just kind of give voice to what I was going through. And because I didn't know, I didn't feel like, how do I want to say this? I didn't really know who I could really trust with the matters of the heart and know that they would keep it right there. You feel what I'm saying? Then there was this place of feeling stuck because I didn't know what to do. I did know what to do, but then actually taking the steps to relieve myself of the situation was a whole nother can of worms. And was I really ready to take those steps forward? And I want to pause right there for just a moment and talk to that person that's in contemplation about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. I want to encourage you that whatever your decision is and however you decide you need to go about doing it, I want you to know that you're going to be okay, and that you have everything that you need on the inside of you to be able to sustain you as you move forward with whatever it is that you have decided that is best for you. Okay? I was lost. Oh my God. I was lost and in a dark tunnel, and I felt like I couldn't see. When you are with somebody that you trusted and that you love with your whole being, and you have to experience knowing that they have been unfaithful to you, it literally knocks you off of a foundation that you thought was so solid and so secure. And so one of the places that I found myself in for a long time is I felt lost, and I literally felt like I was in this dark tunnel, falling. First of all, I was falling, and it was just dark for an enormous amount of time, and I could not figure out how to stop falling. And once I stopped falling, I had such a difficult time trying to find the light that was supposed to be at the end of the tunnel. I was feeling my way through, but it was just dark for such a long time. It was dark in my mind. It was dark in my vision. It was dark in my heart. I was just dark due to feelings of overwhelm in the hurt and the betrayal and just the whole gamut of emotions that one can go through. I was devastated, and I just shared this with you all. The foundation of what I thought I knew had been completely destroyed. And that is really a hard thing to grasp a hold of and embrace as your reality, because for whatever reasons you thought that your life, or your relationship rather, with this individual was one way, but really it was tainted, and there were a whole lot of gray areas that you kept looking over for whatever reasons, and things led to where you find yourself on today, or where you once found yourself, if this is something that you've experienced in your past. I felt completely alone. How many can identify with that have walked through this, or this is something that you're currently experiencing? You can feel completely alone, and you can have folks that you talk to, or good girlfriends, or friends that you can that you feel like you are able to talk to, and they give you all of these wonderful, grandiose things that they would do, and tell you what you should do, but really nobody understands what you're going. No, really nobody can really feel or see what you're going through, or what you have gone through, but you. And so in the midst of all of that, if you do let individuals into what's going on with you personally, you can and will have that season of feeling like, and really you are being alone, because you're trying to find your way through that dark tunnel that I was talking about. And what you're trying to find yourself to and through is getting back to you, and it's hard, and you got to deal with all of this stuff, and yet still have to live life. You feel what I'm saying? You still got to go to work. If you have children, you still got to be a mom and be there for your kids. You know, whatever it is that is happening outside of, your relationship with this person, there are still people who are relying on, counting on, and depending upon you to show up. And so it's like you are in this season, and this long season, of craziness, and you're like, how in the world am I going to get out of this? How am I in the world am I going to maintain a level of professionalism behind this mask that I'm wearing, where people think everything in my life is good, but they really just don't know that my whole world has fallen completely apart. I know I'm talking good, and I know I'm talking to somebody. So I want you to comment below and talk back to me. Another thing that I experienced, and this was absolutely horrible, is I felt the emotions of embarrassment. I felt completely ashamed. And the other emotion that I felt and experienced a lot is I felt completely stupid. And I know that there are many of you who can identify with what I just shared. You feel embarrassed. You're embarrassed because, again, it goes back to, how could this person do something like this to me, of all people? To me, right? Anybody else but me. So you feel completely embarrassed because you feel like there were people out there who knew you, or knew who you were, whatever the case may be, and maybe they seen it, and you just felt completely. I can't really explain it, but you just feel completely embarrassed. You're ashamed, and you just feel stupid because you're like, how could I have been so dumb? How could I have not seen the signs? But again, I kind of touched on this a few moments ago. There were things in question before, prior to this point of you finding out. But for whatever reasons, you kept putting a Band-Aid over it, or you didn't really address it in a way that you really needed to address it, which possibly could have prevented you from experiencing what you're experiencing right now. I don't know. But I know when there is a separation or a tearing away, you're still going to go through a lot of what I just shared, because it really is a death that takes place. So I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. Um, I didn't even want to be around people. I was depressed. I should have wrote that down. But in my depth, there's a bug that keeps flying around me. That's why I keep swatting. But I was in such a low place. And for those of you that are in this position right now, and or you that is a part of your past, this can take you to a devastatingly low place in your psyche, where you become extremely depressed. And for some, it can be a situational depression, which it was for me, because I was only that way for a certain period of time. And then for some people, you might still be there, but I want you to know that there is hope for you. And you do have the power to change how you feel and view yourself through this situation. Um, and then the last thought that I want to share in this particular part of the conversation is, I felt like in many different occasions and scenarios that I had the power to fix this. Well, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I wear that, or maybe if I do my hair like this, or maybe if I act like that, or maybe if I do this for that person, they'll change. Listen, let me tell you something. When you are going through something like this, there is not, and some of you may disagree with what I'm about to share, but and that's totally fine, because again, we're having a conversation, and you are entitled to your opinion just like I am entitled to my opinion. But I think that when you take on the mindset that you can fix this, you are doing nothing but adding to the devastation of what the two of you are experiencing. You can't fix this. You can't fix this, because what I discovered when I woke up is that, number one, I had to learn how to fix me. I had to look at myself, and I had to have the hard conversation with myself in regarding, why did I allow this to happen? And when I say why did I allow this to happen, it's because I made a decision to stay. Some of you have made a decision to stay, and the situation didn't get any better. As a matter of fact, it got worse. Some of you may have made a decision to leave, and you left for a period of time, and you came back thinking that things would get better, but it didn't. What you will find out is that in this infidelity that you have experienced with whoever it is that you are in relationship, you will learn that what they did has absolutely nothing to do with you. And this is where I want to go in closing out in this conversation with you. I want to let you know that you are absolutely 1,000% enough. The problem was with the person that you were with. For whatever reasons, they made decisions because that's what they wanted to do. Period. There's no other way to look at it. They made these decisions that they made, which had absolutely nothing to do with you, because that's what they wanted to do. And so you have to learn how to come to grips and how to come to peace with the matter. And one of the ways that you can come to grips and come to peace in the matter is I am going to strongly encourage you to seek professional help. I went through it and it did wonders for me. Had I not gone through it and then taken the time to pull back and get quiet and work on me, I would not be able to sit before you today, healed and whole, and be able to speak to you from an authentic place of healing and sending positive healing energies to you through Toresa BeFree's world. It is my intention for those of you that are currently experiencing this, or this is something that has damaged you. I want you to look at yourself and learn how you can take your voice back in the situation and in the matter. And I want you to also, and this is the most important thing, is I want you to learn how to regain your power back in this situation. Not for the situation's case, but for your sake. It is important that you regain your voice and that you regain your power and that you take the necessary steps that you need to heal and whole. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming to stop by and hang out with Toresa BeFree in Toresa BeFree's world. I want to hear from you, so comment below. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.